Okay, good evening, everyone. The book that I chose for this section is Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred D. Taylor. This book is a powerful novel that shows a compelling and emotional exploration of themes of racism, family, and resilience in the American South during the Great Depression. The story follows Cassie Logan, a young Black girl, as she navigates the injustices of a racially divided society. I chose this book because of its deep themes and its ability to make readers reflect on history, justice, and inequality. This video will provide a summary of the plot, discuss the book's visuals, analyze its theme, examine a key passage, evaluate its strengths and weaknesses, and explore how it can be effectively used in a classroom setting. As we go through this video, I do encourage you to think about how literature helps us understand history on a personal level. To start, we're going to talk about the plot summary. So, the novel follows the Logan family, who own a rare piece of land in 1930s Mississippi. The story is told from the perspective of Cassie Logan, an intelligent and strong-willed 9-year-old girl. Cassie and her 3 brothers, Stacy, Christopher John, and Little Man, experience racial discrimination in various forms, from segregated schools, like how they got used books that were previously owned by white students, and unfair treatment in stores, to more severe acts of violence and oppression. The story begins with Cassie and her brothers walking to school while the white children ride the bus, highlighting the inequality of their education system. Early on, the Logan family children take a stand by digging a ditch in the road to stop the school bus from splashing them with mud daily. This act of defiance sets the tone for the family's ongoing struggle against injustice. As the novel progresses, Cassie has a pivotal experience when she visits the town of Strawberry. She is humiliated when she is forced to wait behind white customers at a store, and later confronts racism firsthand when she is pushed into the street by a little white girl, Liliana Jean. Cassie later seeks her own form of justice by pretending to befriend Liliana Jean, only to turn the tables on her in private. Meanwhile, Stacy, Cassie's older brother, becomes entangled in conflicts with his friend TJ, a troublemaker who gets involved with white boys who ultimately betray him. TJ is falsely accused of a crime, and his fate serves as a grim reminder of the harsh realities of the justice system for Black people during this time period. The climax of the novel occurs when a fire breaks out in the Logan family's cotton fields. In a desperate attempt to prevent further violence against TJ and to save their land, Papa Logan sets fire to his own crops, forcing the community to come together to put it out. This moment demonstrates both the sacrifices the Logans make to survive and the unity necessary for change, even in the deeply divided society. Throughout the novel, Cassie learns painful lessons about racial injustice, but also witnesses the power of family, community, and resistance. The book ends on a somber note, with Cassie realizing that justice is not always served, but she holds on to the hope that change is possible. Okay, now on to visuals. So, while Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry is not an illustrated book because it's just words, its cover art is vivid. Its cover art and vivid descriptions provide strong imagery. The cover is Cassie, who is looking thoughtful or concerned, depending on how you want to view it. And there's usually the storm clouds in the background, and this is kind of symbolizing the turmoil she and her family endure. The author's writing paints detailed pictures of the Mississippi landscape, the dusty roads, the Logan family's farm, and the tense racial atmosphere of the 1930s. The novel's strong descriptive language allows readers to visualize its settings and character with great clarity, because we only really get a picture of Casey or Cassie. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Okay, the genres analysis. The novel falls into two primary genres: historical fiction and coming of age. It is historical fiction because it is set in a real historical period, the Great Depression, and accurately portrays the racial injustices of this time. It is also a coming of age novel because Cassie undergoes significant personal growth as she gains a deeper understanding of racism and inequality. Through her experiences, she transforms from a naive child to someone who recognizes and challenges the societal norms that oppress her and her family. Okay, now on to a powerful quote. One of the most powerful quotes in this book that I believe was really powerful was, "We have no choice of what color we're born with, or who our parents are, or whether we're rich or poor. What we do have is some choice over what we make of our lives once we are here." I thought this quote was really impactful because it highlights a major theme of the novel: self-determination despite the systemic oppression that everyone had to go through in the novel. It emphasizes the importance of perseverance and personal responsibility, even in the face of deep injustice. This passage resonates because it reminds readers that while certain circumstances are beyond our control, we can shape our own futures. All right, now on to strengths and weaknesses. Like any book, this novel has its strengths and weaknesses. One of its greatest strengths is its rich storytelling and deep historical context. It provides an unflinching look at racism while also portraying the strength and resilience of the Black community. The novel's characters are well developed, and its themes of justice, family, and identity remain relevant today. However, some aspects of the book may be challenging for younger readers. The novel contains intense moments of racial violence and discrimination, which may require guided discussions for middle school students. Additionally, the dialect and historical references may be difficult for some readers to understand without proper context. Despite these challenges, this book remains an essential read for middle school students, particularly those in like 5, 6, 7, or 8. 5 is kind of iffy though. All right, it's classroom application. Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry is an excellent book for classroom discussions on history, race, and social justice. One engaging classroom activity is a historical context journal. In this activity, students research real-life events in the 1930s that relate to the themes in the novel, such as sharecropping, Jim Crow laws, and Black land ownership. Then they write journal entries from Cassie's perspective, integrating what they have learned. This exercise might help students connect historical events to personal narratives and enhance their empathy and critical thinking skills. Overall, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry is a thought-provoking novel that brings history to life through a compelling story. Its themes of racial injustice, family strength, and self-identity make it a valuable addition to any classroom. While some of its content requires careful discussion, the novel's ability to educate and inspire makes it a must-read for young audiences. By using this book in the classroom, teachers can create important conversations about history, justice, and personal resilience.